emphasized on giving zakat by saying Bunya al-Islam ala hams, that Islam is built on 5 things. Among those things is what itahiz zakat, to give zakat. And Allah spoke in Surah Yasin that وَإِذَا كِيلَ اللَّهُ أَنْفِقُوا مِمَا رَزَقَكُمُ اللَّهُ قَالَ الَّذِينَ كَفَرُوا لِلَّذِينَ آمَنُوا أَنْ نُطْعِمُ مَنْ لَا يَشَاءُ اللَّهُ تَعَالَى. You know, whenever Allah said you should feed people, feed the poor from what Allah has provided for you. Some people may want to argue by saying that are we to feed who Allah can feed? No, Allah encouraged that we feed. That's why He said in Surah Al-Mahun that أَرَيْتَ الَّذِي يُكَذِّبُ بِالدِّينِ. Have you seen somebody who denies the recompense? فَذَلِكَ الَّذِي يَدْعُو الْيَتِيمِ. He is one of those people chasing away the orphans. وَلَا يَهُدُّ عَلَى طَعَامِ الْمِسْكِينِ. Is a person that doesn't feed the poor or the needy. So, and as such, to feed the poor or the needy is very, very pivotal. It's very, very important. Allah, emphasized on it greatly because of its reward, because of the barakah in it, and because of the falilah. Zakat al-fitr is kind of different from zakat al-ma because of the time, the conditions, and the way it is given. Zakat al-fitr, the word fitr is the same as iftar, which means break or fast. And it is gotten from the root word futur, which means breakfast. And as such, the Prophet has encouraged that we should give zakat al-fitr, and Allah in His infinite and implicit mercy has also encouraged that we give zakat al-fitr. As He spoke in Surah At-Tawbah chapter 9 verse 60, He listed even the kind of people that are supposed to enjoy or benefit from zakat al-fitr. Zakat al-fitr is given to the poor of the society. If you have the means to do it, it is wajib, it is compulsory on every Muslim adult or children or minor. It is compulsory on virtually everybody, because the Prophet Ibn al-Humar narrated an hadith in Sahih al-Bukhari volume 2 book 25 hadith 852 and 582 clearly that you should give zakat al-fitr before the Eid prayer. Now, some of the condition is that if you must give zakat al-fitr to the poor, to the needy, you must have to give it before Eid prayer. Eid in the sense that the essence of zakat al-fitr in the first place is for food to circulate the community and food to get to the poorest of the poor in the society, so that they themselves they can have what to celebrate Eid with. If you give them all sorts of grains, rice and the rest, they use it to cook, and it makes sure food goes around, nobody is hungry, and virtually everything. So, and as such, the Prophet had encouraged. Abu Sa'id al-Khudri radiallahu anh has also said in hadith 583 that Sahih al-Bukhari 583 that you should give zakat al-fitri 2-3 days to the time of Eid, and you must give it before Eid is conducted. If you give it after Eid, it's no longer zakat al-fitri. It's acceptable as a blessing, as rewardable, but it is no longer zakat al-fitr. So zakat al-fitr, Abu Sa'id al-Khudri said that in order for food to reach several other people, the Prophet had encouraged that they should even start giving at the 2 days to Eid time, and the quantity for you to give is 1 saha, which means 4 double handful of grains, staple food, especially the staple food. If rice is the staple food, millet is the staple food, beans is the staple food, 4 handful, double handful of the grain is what 1 sa'a is, is the measurement of 1 sa'a. In more advanced way, you can say 2.6 kilogram or to 3 kilogram. That is the measure of 1 sa'a that you are supposed to give out to the poor. You understand? So when you do this, you do it on behalf, the head of the family is to do it on behalf of virtually everybody in the family. If you don't do this, your fasting, according to an authentic hadith by Ibn al-Umar, will be hanging. If you read Majalis Shahr Ramadan, your fasting will be hanging until you have given zakat al-fitr. That is when your fasting can go beyond the heavens and the earth, where it will be stored until you can pay that zakat al-fitr. Then it can go to the heavens, and it is meant to clean you of all the mistakes, all the errors, all the things that you've done wrongly during the fasting period. And as such, we should try as much as possible to give that zakat al-fitr to those who need it. Surah At-Tawbah chapter 9 verse 60 mentioned the kind of people that you should give. The poor, number 1. 8 people were actually mentioned: the poor, the needy, the traveler, the collectors of zakah, the person that is doing jihad fi sabilillah. You understand, are among those people that have been mentioned to benefit from zakat al-fitr. So you have to give zakat al-fitr, some few days before Eid, but it must not be after Eid. You must give it either on the a day or two, or on the very day of Eid, before Eid itself, but it must not be after Eid. So sadaqat al-fitr is wajib, is compulsory on every Muslim, either male, adult, minor, whoever you have. As far as you understand, you have an head that can give on your behalf, then it's very much okay, and as such is encouraged for food to reach the very poor. Allah is very particular about the poor. You should not give. Allah doesn't really concern himself with what you give, but how you give it. You give in humility because Allah has provided for you to be able to provide for another person. It's not for you to arrogate yourself above another person. Instead, it is for you to be thankful to Allah. It's for you to show thanks to Allah that He is even able to allow you to have the means to be able to give to the very poor. So the essence of zakat al-fitr is for food to circulate to every members of the society, for them to be able to celebrate their Eid bountifully, just like you will be able to celebrate your Eid bountifully. May Allah in His infinite and implicit mercy increase us in barakah and provide for us all our needs that we will use for zakat al-fitr, and provide for us even after Ramadan, inshallah, and everything that we wish for and everything that we have prayed for during this blessed month of